They brought her into the emergency room a little after 10 o'clock on Thanksgiving morning. I'd been upstairs in the staff lounge, drinking coffee and trying to goose a couple of the nurses, when the overhead pager sounded, summoning me. Dr. Ackerman to ER. Dr. Ackerman to ER. Reluctantly, I went. When I got there, I was met by the husband.
Are you the doctor?
It's my wife, Irma. She was in the kitchen this morning stuffing her turkey, and I don't know what happened because she got her hand hung up inside the thing.
Cut those lights. The woman was staring straight ahead with her dull, pouched, seed-like eyes. A perfectly ordinary little woman in her early 50s, with the curlers still in her hair. But she had a 25-pound turkey in her lap. She was cradling it there like a large, pale growth or pet. And I realized that the husband hadn't been kidding. She had her right arm stuck clear up inside the cavity of the thing.
This is one of those freakish cases of psychosomatic turkey lock, often recorded in quarterly extracts in the psychiatric journals that the Medical Association sends out.
As doctors usually do, I began by trying a simple, direct, frontal approach to the problem. With my left hand, I grasped the woman's right arm just above the point where it disappeared into the carcass, and did my best, using my other hand, to get a grip on the turkey, so that I could pull and work her arm out of the hole. But in the ensuing tug of war, I was able to move her arm no more than a few scant inches. In fact, hardly at all.
God damn. Evidently her hands become too swollen to be budged by ordinary means. Get behind her and hold both her arms. Get a tighter hold. There you go.
But even this tactic, the nurse holding her from behind, while I took a grip on the turkey with both hands, braced my knee against the table and yanked with all my might, proved fruitless. At the end of 5 minutes, I gave it up and... Of course, I was starting to feel furious, too.
People who get themselves hung up inside turkeys make me grind my teeth in a big way. The bastards could not confuse simple food preparation with their own repressed, neurotic, libidinous desires. We doctors wouldn't have these messes to contend with now, would we? A hacksaw. Bring me a goddamn hacksaw, will ya?
Irma, dear, please cooperate. Can't you see the doctor's trying to help?
Oh, save your breath, for God's sake! Your wife can't hear you. She's in a fugue state, probably a million miles away, running some weird fantasy number in her head. Ah! I don't mean to sound critical, but it's my guess she was out in the kitchen for hours, fooling around inside this bird compulsively, until some sort of sick fusion took place. both in her hand and in her mind.
I broke off then, as the nurse returned and handed me the hacksaw.
All right, everybody stand back. I'm gonna cut this bastard wide open.
Then I fell on the turkey. Went at it with the hacksaw like some hell-possessed carpenter, sawing and sawing. The patient must be removed by force, if necessary, from the source of her own contagion, you say to yourself at such moments. And this is true. But a grim ecstasy, a furious, liberating surge of white-hot rage was propelling my arm as I sawed away at the bony armature of that bird's high-mounted sternum. I was unstoppable. I went on and on, chunk. In a final burst of adrenaline-fed frenzy, I felt the blade break through. I flung the hacksaw aside and thrust my fingers down in the jagged opening, and by making force, peeled and tore both halves of the split chest wall apart till, with a reddening of bone and cartilage, the whole innermost cavity stood exposed. And there it was, unspeakably, impossibly, a gaping pit that seemed to go down and down forever. My head reeled. I felt a dizzy, sickening wave of vertigo grip me as I stared down into the space below where, in tier upon descending tier, a multitude of shelf-like vaults and ledges dropped away into a gulf of nothingness. And each level was filled with its own miniature vista of agony, each a veritable pandemonium of fire and smoke and tormented human bodies, all suffering. Aerial view of the underworld itself that I had exposed. Faint gobbling sounds floated up to me. Good God! No wonder that they say having your hand caught inside a turkey is hell. And with those words, I turned my back forever on a lucrative medical career. Having your hand caught inside a turkey is hell. I turned my back forever on a lucrative medical career. And made my way, numbly, out of the hospital in the direction of the tawdry, hurdy-gurdy strains of the Conklin Brothers Carnival and Sideshow, which was just setting up its tents on the far edge of town. What difference did it make? Any of it. After one had had a glimpse of the true reality. Answer? None at all. 3 weeks later.
3 weeks later.
3 weeks later.
3 weeks later.
3 weeks later, I was a hopeless, wine-soaked geek.
Ha 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 ha.